Hey, what's up, guys? Let's make a bit of a techno jam. This is going to be a rough germ of an idea, and you can follow along. And we're going to be starting just from scratch. And yeah, it's not going to be a full start to finish, but we're going to get something pretty, pretty neat. I'm going to be using something that's a bit old school as a basis. Let's see, date modify. When was this? Yeah, so 2008, this was created, which is, not that old, but it was like the bee's knees when it kind of first came out. And I just said the bee's knees. Anyway, so blank project. I have L2 on the master, and let's kind of find a sound here. Okay, so got that. I like that one. That's my favorite one of all time, which is just a classic little idea. And we're not going to be using all loops, so don't get your pitchforks out yet. Just going to be recontextualizing these in a moment. Anyway, okay, that should be good. I'm gonna close that, and let's get some modern kicks in there. Okay, I want that one. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of gonna be going through and making stuff kind of in stages. Okay, I'm gonna be layering some kicks and stuff like that. This is just gonna be an idea, and I'm gonna try to, you know what? It's like, for the sake of the video length, I kind of want to do it like kind of urgently. That sounds pretty dope. Okay, so lots of little ideas you can get here. And yeah, we'll look at that stuff later. So let's start off with some kicky ideas. And I don't use shortcuts for the most part, even though I kind of do. So let's start off with a kick here. I like this one. All right, so that's going to be the main meat of the track. And let's choose maybe like a 125 BPM. You know, let's get into the mood here. There's another one over here. All right, so this one and this one. Okay, so everyone has a part here, and I like to order them like so. Color code, and I want this one to be like so. This one to be like that, and I'll just loop this until I can figure it out. You know, that's too easy. I'm cheating, but whatever. I'm gonna bring that down. Right, I need an EQ eventually. LOL. See where we are. And this one's pretty dope. Okay, I'm just gonna listen to that. And that should work. Okay, that's cool. And this one, that might be a really cool kind of beginning bit. I don't know, but let's just experiment. That sounds a lot more interesting. All right, we will Get rid of that, and then let's just group this. Kick. If you guys are enjoying, let me know if you are. Okay, so this right here, get some EQ going. All right, you want to shave off the top end of a lot of techno kicks because it makes it sound more darker. Especially this right here. Right, I want to just add some low end. I don't care. Oh, maybe not that much. And this one, I think, might just want to be... Yeah, there's some ringiness in there I don't like. And let's switch this to side. Give it a little bit of stereo separation. Okay, cool. All right, let's, I don't know, get some glue compression in there. That was way too much gain reduction. I apologize. And let's add a limiter. You can really push that Ableton limiter. It's an amazing limiter in my opinion. Right, so we're just squashing it. This is the main part, and this is warehousey kind of techno. Let's draw it back just a tiny bit. Right. Okay, so I do this without even thinking, and it's not, you know, me kind of showing off or whatever. Excuse me. But I always kind of plan ahead. Like I know what things are going to sound like from here. Right? Getting that. It's peaking. I don't care. But I know what it sounds like with some limiting, which is basically extreme compression. When you push it really far, I know what it's going to sound like with these two together. And I'll just show you what that sounds like. It's really dope. I'll group them so I can turn them on. Right, I kind of planned ahead, and that, I guess that just comes with, you know, experience and stuff like that. That sounds really dope. Right, nice and wide. It has that warehousey techno feel. All right, so, you know, for all intents, we have the kick going down, and that's basically the kick right there. It's just a germ of an idea. Less than 10 minutes. I have to keep moving, just for the sake of, you know, the edutainment value of whatever you want to call this video. Okay, let's move along. Okay, there's that one. All right, I like that one. This is like my favorite kind of jam to actually turn on. Right, it just sounds really fun and cool. And let's just see what that sounds like with the kick and stuff like that. Right, it works. And you know what? Throw tomatoes at me. I'm using a loop, who cares? But Let's just say that, you know, I want to make it a little bit different. All right, fine. So what is that doing? Well, let's examine that a little bit. I'm just going to split it up so we can kind of all keep track. I'm going to try a different stretching algorithm. And let's just get some effects in there. That might not work. That might sound a little bit too bright, a little too upbeat. It might need to sound darker. Let's continue. Let's just drag this in. And yeah, there's some really interesting kind of transients here. Let's go transient, that to that. Let's try some envelopey stuff. Let's pose a modulation, and then I'll set this to 16ths. Let's just see what we can do. I don't know. I'm just experimenting. Right, so there's a movement there, and that's just random. You can play around with that forever and a day. And yeah, let's just see what that sounds like. Right, there's a movement to it, which sounds pretty cool. And you know what, what I try to do is I try to kind of play with the mind and keep it kind of trippy. Right, like that, and that'll add some movement there, and some LFO tool, like just subtle. Yep, so it's like classic, I guess, Love Parade style. Am I missing one? No, I'm not. Okay. Let's move on to a different kind of situation here. What's this one? All right, so this one could be just like a percussion element. We'll take out that. Shave that in there. Select all. Go repitch. And that sounds dark. Give it a high pass. Maybe a delay, the simple variety. Right. So what else do we have here? Well, we have what's the dealio? Rides. Yeah, there they are. So there's a lot of rides used. There's only 10 here, but whatever, we'll find one. You can have just like some crazy ass rides going on. Like so. Or have them kind of like so. or have them offset, or even more offset, which was what it was before. But I don't want rides. Rides aren't fun. All right, so this is an idea that I would kind of have, and I would be like, okay, so you do some cool stuff with the timing of the delay and the wet dry. Right? Right, just as an example. And I tend to add layers upon layers of EQ as I need them. And yeah, this needs to be adjusted as well. Big fan of Pro Q3. I really like that. So you get like these kind of happy accidents. So 111 milliseconds. It just reminds me of like that old school upgrade stuff. And I want that to be louder, so I'll just add a compressor. I don't care. Right, it's kind of random, but with the pumping of the LFO tool, it adds to it. And it's kind of hypnotic in a way. And let's just add another 8. And that's too busy, so I'll just get rid of that. Just get rid of it if not working. Just, don't feel bad about it. Just get rid of it. You don't want to end up wasting your time. Time is very important. So I'm gonna try some mid-side stuff. I like how hypnotic that is. It sounds dope. All right, so let's add maybe just some percussion ideas, and then you can kind of find your way wherever you want to go. This is something I like doing. Right, so I want like a percussion element to kind of talk to each other. Two elements of percussion that talk to each other. It's a really awesome effect. So when the sounds kind of are similar in contrasty, you can hear it right around here. And then you don't want to affect it just a tiny bit. So I think I said in a previous video that Techno is just a bunch of filters, and that's really true. That's really true. Techno is just one of those things where it's just like a lot of filtering, a lot of time-based effects. And let's do another thing. Let's just do that limiter and glue compressor. It's not so much of a trick if I can find. There it is. It's just the glue compressor has a really interesting makeup gain thing going on. And let's just take those guys and maybe transpose them. Let's try just some other sounds. Oops. Try some other sounds here. That to get deleted. That one doesn't work out very well. Yeah, something weird like that. Why not? Yeah, maybe in hindsight I can bring down the wet just a little bit. Just as a weird example. And, you know, you can take this entire idea, which is something that I do all the time now in Ableton 10, and just put it into a group. And from there, you can just add, you know, some effects like that. You can have like a bus compression. Oops. Oh. And then some other stuff. Then have these filters if you would like. Just as an example. Anyway, that was almost 25 minutes of some techno jammage. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.